today, making white rolls, sweet white roll. So first things first, I need to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Melt that down in the microwave. And I need 1 cup of warm water. I'm going to add my butter into there with my water. Oh no, Veronica, Wi-Fi bad dude. Well, we're recording this, so we'll know, you'll be able to watch it later if you miss it. So you need a 1/2 cup of milk. Perfect. And add that in here. And then you'll need 2 tablespoons of honey. There we go. Make sure you get all that honey out of there. And then we'll whisk this together. Okay. And I'm going to microwave this to 95 degrees or to 115 degrees. And I also have my oven set to 400 degrees. So we're going to take our thermometer, check out the temperature. Alright, so we're at 115. Now I'm going to take my mixing bowl, add my mixture in. Make sure you get all that honey out of there. And then I'm going to sprinkle over 1 tablespoon of yeast. And then you can whisk that together. And we'll put this in a warm place for about 5 minutes until the yeast starts to bubble. Last pan. Antonio says he's sleeping, so that's good. And so it says to use a 9x13 pan, so you can use glass, you can use metal. The other day when I made this, I used a sheet pan. It's whatever you have. Passed out. You know, it's an hour later now. So it's really 10:23, you guys. Should be awake.
Could you use a liner too for those?
Yeah, you can use a liner if you want. Or butter or oil. I just like using the spray. It's more convenient. Let me go check on my yeasts. So it has started to foam. That's what we're looking for.
And that's just the yeast.
This is yeast and honey and milk and water and butter, melted butter. So now I'm going to add 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And a half. Antonio put a bed emoji. That's funny. Do not forget the salt at this point. I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of salt. Don't forget it. Very important things, Dad. 1 teaspoon of salt. And now I'm going to turn it on to mix. Make sure it's up first. Turn it on to mix. And bring this dough together. We're going to mix for about 5 minutes on medium speed. In there, so the most you can add is about 1/2 cup, but you probably won't need all of it. So I add in just a little bit of flour. And it should start balling up into a dough formation. come splash you up in the face. Especially when you're wearing black like me. So we're just kneading the dough. And you can knead it by hand. It'll just take a little bit longer. Back over here. It's not even connected. I thought it was connected to the keyboard. I have my canola spray the bowl. And then I like to dip my hands in a little bit of flour, just so it doesn't stick to my hands. And I'm going to get my dough all wadded up. Oh, it's sticky. Get some more flour on your hands. And then I like to kind of ball it up. Put it in my bowl. Okay. And then I'm going to put plastic wrap on this and put this in the proofer. So in your regular temperature kitchen, it should take about 15 minutes to double. So we're looking for it to double in volume. In the proofer, it can take from like 5 to 10 minutes.
Show us what it looks like. And you need to tell them what a proofer is.
So a proofer is something that keeps your dough at a certain temperature so that the yeast can develop. And we happen to have one here.
And what temperature can we set the proofer at?
90 is a little bit like, 90 is if you want it to go fast, 80 if you want it to go slow, however fast you want it to go. You shouldn't put it over 115. That's where yeast starts to die. Time it has doubled, as you can see, and you're gonna look at it. Yeah, everybody's internet seems to be lagging out right now. We'll have the recording for you guys, so don't worry if your internet's lagging out. We have a video going, so you'll be able to see. So I'm gonna poke my dough very gently, and if it springs back, then I know that it's ready to go. Oh no, ferment leaves a dent, so it should have a dent in it. And proof is poof. So I'm just gonna grab this, punch it down. So I'm just pressing it with my hand, like this. Press it down, fold it over itself. I was trying to redistribute that yeast, like Alton said.
How many times?
So I just folded it about 4 times, and then I have it. Here's my dough ball. I'm putting a very small amount of flour on my surface. You don't want a lot of flour, just a little bit. Get that ready. Get rid of this bowl. And so for our rolling, I have what's called a bench cutter or a dough cutter or a dough scraper. And then I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to cut that in half. Cut that in half. and just keep cutting them in half until you have as many as you want. The recipe says 15. I think that might be a little bit of an exaggeration because they're getting kind of small already. But I have 8, and now I'm gonna have kind of small. So I'm just cutting each piece in half. And then I'm gonna put those 2. So you want to make sure they're all about the same size. So now I have 15 because I combined the 2 smallest ones into one. I don't know how they got 15, but they just cut it in 15. And you can also do this by weight. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping the bottom, the seam underneath, I put it down, and then I kind of shape it into a ball form. And I'm going to do that for each one. Hello. So I'm just shaping it. Make sure they're all really the same size. Some of these are a little bit smaller, so just try your best to make them all the same size.
Well, you know, I think there's no one making plans on how long I'm asking you to
Just like that. Do that for all of them.
It's so stressed. You should probably I got that one. No sooner than that. Troy is not in something. The last time I started waiting for fries, I'll show you just I'm sure you have enough. I'm sure you have enough. Right now, part that's just that. It's not. That's
Make sure you don't forget the salt. If I didn't already say that, don't forget it. And now I'm placing it into my pan. And they can touch, it's okay. And then we rewrap this and put this into the proofer for another 15 minutes. Miss Lampson.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say you could do the videos.
Alright, I'm gonna pause you here. So your pause, so if
I'm gonna check my rolls right now. So you wanna poke the tops of them lightly. And if it springs back, that means they're proofed enough. So they should spring back, they're looking good. So I'm gonna put them in the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. Alright, Caitlin. Alright. I'm gonna pull this bread out of the oven. Yummy. Yeah, that does sound good. Good bagel. Did the bread make you hungry? Ooh.
It did, that's why I almost got a bagel.
Ooh. So we're looking for a brown color on top. And then I like to melt 2 tablespoons of butter and brush it on the top. So I'll do that. How much longer do we have in class?
Brush the melted butter on the
6 minutes.
What was that, Caitlin?
Oh, wait, you coming?
Don't put some
Okay.
butter over the top of those. So
Katie.
disappointed.
No, it's okay. That's for eating butter. This is for melting butter. There's a
Is
bit.
that Roger's butter?
Yeah, it's for eating only on bread. Not melting on, not melting. Thank you, Roger, for your donation of your butter.
Guess we'll have to get more roll.
Yeah. Is he coming by today? First bread like this, you don't want to steam them because you don't want any hard skin on them. So I'm just gonna brush on this butter. Melted butter on top. And then you enjoy. There we go. Eat. So I have these, and I'm gonna put some butter on it because it's really good. You want another one, or do you want to split one?
Oh, we can split one. We can split it.
Put the butter on it. Here you go. Get the one with the most butter. Mmm.
Oh my. Very light. I don't really taste the honey. How much honey? 2 tablespoons?
There's not a lot of honey. You can put honey on top of it, but
Are they kind of like the, you know, the sweet Hawaiian rolls that like
they're a little bit.
buys for
They're a
Thanksgiving?
little. They're a little bit more dense than a Hawaiian roll. Hawaiian rolls are like so fluffy. They're a little bit more texture.
Hawaiian rolls
Not
have
as sweet.
Hawaiian rolls have a ton of sugar. Look at the information on the package. Those things are full of sugar. That's why they're fluffy.
Okay, but like they're
But these would be really good on Thanksgiving, dip in gravy and stuff.
They taste as good as any Thanksgiving roll I've ever had. Sorry, honey.
Anybody have any questions? Caitlin, you have any questions? More questions?